are hoping to do with this Twitter Spaces this evening is, firstly, we want to introduce the new team behind Treasury XRPL. There's some of them that have been behind the scenes for quite a while, and we have some new players in the game. And I'm going to introduce a few people to come up to speak, share a few words about why it is that they're involved in Treasury XRPL, what their role will be, so on and so forth. So I think it would be a good idea for me to initially hand over to Hales, or Hayley, but Hales is her Twitter handle, who is our new social media officer. You guys may have known her from Too Cold Spaces, where she hangs out quite a lot. She's also a really big supporter of Treasury, and she brings a hell of a lot to the team, which is why we are delighted to have her within the Treasury family. So I'll hand over to you, Hayley. Introduce yourself. Let's get the conversation going.
Morning, guys, or afternoon, evening, wherever in the world you may be. So, as Duncan said, I'm Hayley, or Hales, and primarily you will have seen me in a lot of Twitter Spaces, mostly run by Too Cold, as one big thing I'm really into, and she delivers, is education around the XRPL. So I haven't actually been a part of the community for that long, but in the short time I have been here, I have learned so much, and honestly every day is a school day as things change and develop and adapt. I'm in the UK, as you may or may not be able to hear from my accent, but I discovered Treasury quite a few months ago now from a Twitter space. Heard the great things that Jason and Duncan were saying, went away and did my research. And for any of you out there who may have partaken in the Treasury Academy, always remember, don't yank on rhinos. And the big appeal, I know, I just love that. It's always going to live with me. The best answer to a question ever: do not yank on rhinos. And anyone out there who, like I say, who has done Academy will fully understand where that has come from. The big appeal to me about Treasury was the Academy initially, but as I've spent time in the social media groups, in the Discord, in the Telegram, I've realised what a great community it is and how much we can all offer each other. I was lucky enough back in the day to be able to beta test Academy, and that made me feel like actually I'd done my part, but I wanted to do more. And building the community is a big thing for me, and now is my opportunity to help and give back to Treasury for what they've given to me. Sorry, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and
That's all right, Hayley. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. That's great, and everyone's going to hear a whole lot more from Hayley as we start to be more prominent in spaces from here on in, because that's one of the things that we haven't done so much. We've always made a point of engaging with the community through Telegram, Discord, and all the other mediums, but Twitter Spaces is something that we've not been quite so present in, and it's something that we intend to do. So I think it's probably the perfect opportunity to introduce Kristen, who is our new Chief Media Officer, to speak up and introduce herself, and we'll go from there. Kristen, over to you.
Hey guys. Well, I've been in the XRPL space. I've been holding spaces, so I don't know if there's some friendly faces here I already know. And I'm excited to be with Treasury and help grow this project. I don't know much else to say about myself.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Kristen. But yeah, I mean, one of the reasons that attracted us to getting you on board in a team is just the professionalism and the diligence with which you've applied yourself to running Twitter Spaces and all of the experience that you bring from your side to basically to the team. So I would say at this point, actually, there's no need to disappear to go and have a look at it. But in due course, you guys will be able to go onto our website and you will see an updated docs of the team as it stands today. So with myself as the newly appointed CEO, and Kristen, the CMO, and Hayley, that you've heard from so far as social media community officer. We got a couple other people to introduce, and then we would like to jump into some questions because I'm sure some of you guys will have some. We've already had some posted by people as well. So I think the next person I'd like to bring up to say a few words, if that's okay, is a gentleman by the name of Anthony. Now, for those of you guys who might have seen our website, or seen a lot of the graphics on Twitter, this man is the genius behind most of that. Not all of it, because we have some other contributors, but most of it. So, Anthony, over to you. Few words, introduce yourself. Just realized it would help if I invited him to speak. Hopefully he's there now.
Yes. Hey, you got me?
You're on.
All right. First of all, thanks everybody for showing up, for supporting this project, for getting this thing going and growing it to where it is and where it's headed. So I got into crypto. My brother was actually an XRP guy back in 2012 or 13 when it was almost unheard of. He had been harping about it for years. Finally got me involved. He had sent me a Twitter post that Treasury held for a design contest. I entered that. I have a website company that I run aside from Treasury, and so I kind of got involved with the graphic design stuff, and just it grew from there. Speaking with Jason and speaking with Duncan, and picking my brain about what my skill set is, and seeing what their white paper was and what they were trying to do, trying to add real utility. You see so many coins come out that's just cash grabs. A lot of scams taking place right now, and Treasury's trying to head that off before it gets too crazy and too ridiculous before regulation comes out. I was attracted to that after speaking with Jason and now Duncan. I felt really comfortable with the project, brought me on board, and it's just it's all history from there.
That's great. Thank you very much, Anthony. Yeah, I mean, the tricky thing with a project, I'd say, without starting to bore people to death, because for some people it's very late in the night, I appreciate that, is all of the things that you guys don't see that are happening behind the project. So what you guys typically will see is our announcements, you'll see our community engagement, but what you may not necessarily realize or have an appreciation of is the depths to which and the efforts to which the whole of the team are working literally day in, day out. And in the video, I said that crypto is the land where nobody ever sleeps. And that's no truer with Treasury, because we are a genuinely worldwide team. So we kind of hand over tasks as some people get up to work throughout the day, ready for others when their daytime starts. And it's an incredibly efficient and incredibly exciting space for all of us to be involved with. But Anthony, you may not necessarily see dipping in and out of socials massively, but the dedication this guy is showing is second to none, and he's a huge talent, as is the rest of the team here. So thank you very much, Anthony. We've got a couple more intros if you guys are happy. I think it's important, if you're backing a project, that you understand who is behind the project. So the next one I'd like to invite up is Christopher. Now, just so you guys know, Christopher's written English is impeccable. His spoken English is something he's slightly less confident about. Christopher is our representative for the huge Filipino community that are backing us, and he does a sterling job of keeping them in the loop for those of them that have language barriers. And this is something that we're really keen to transcend, is different nationalities, different cultures, all the way through. So Christopher is actually going to go slightly against the grain, and he's just going to say a few things to his Filipino community who might be listening in, or who may listen back to this as it's a recorded space. So I'd like to invite you up, Christopher. That's done. I think it is done. Yeah. You should be able to pick up the mic and say a few words. Let's give him a second.
I had posted that video up at the top, if anyone had missed it.
Oh, great. So where was that posted on? Under yours, is it?
Up on the Jumbotron.
Oh no, we got it there. We got it there above the spaces. That's it. So there's a link. There's a link to the video, and just whilst we got Christopher stepping up, hopefully, otherwise we'll move on to our next team member. But for those of you who haven't watched the video, what we felt was really important was, rather than Jason kind of say a few words and step down in his role, is we really wanted to capture his words as well as mine on video, and that was done courtesy of JT on XRP, who is a really, really cool YouTuber who has given us so much time covering our projects. So the link is posted there. Thank you, Kristen. And if you guys haven't watched it, watch it afterwards. But effectively, it's the announcement of the change in management and some of the feedback from Jason and myself. So there we go. Christopher, are you there? Don't know if he is. All right, in which case we'll give him a minute. And what I would like to do is jump onto our next introduction. Oh, he is here.
First of all, I would like to thank
We can hear you. Go ahead.
I think he said
Hello,
first of
boss.
all he'd like
Hello.
to thank. Hello.
Hello. First of all, I would like to thank Treasury for this awesome project, and for the Filipino people, I would like to thank you all to support this project. And magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Ito, sana subaybayan nyo ang proyektong ito, at sana habang kumikita kayo, natututo kayo sa mga ginagawa ng project na ito. That's all, Sir Duncan. That's all. Thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much. I just realized actually that, seeing as we have someone who is specialized in media as our new officer, I'm doing far too much of the hard work. So I'm going to take a bit of a back seat and let Kristen take over. We got one more member to introduce, and I think we can jump into questions. So Kristen, if you're happy to take the reins, go for it.
Oh yeah. I was a bit late. So who's left?
Yeah, this man here, Lewis.
Oh, Lou. All right, Lou is. Go for it, Lou.
Okay. Hi, I'm Lou. I was originally brought into Treasury in March of this year to be an analyst. In addition, I helped write a lot of the lessons for the Academy before it launched. reason why I came in, I was excited for the future of the project mainly because of the academy, and the venture and the insure platforms are really promising platforms. So I'm looking forward to helping with them as well. And that's basically it. I mean, and Duncan's a great, I loved Duncan invited me into the team. He's been really great, and he's a great leader. So I'm really looking forward to working under him.
I know I said, oh, sorry, Krista. I know I said you're taking over, but I just want to interject and say, hopefully everybody here by now has dipped into Treasury Academy, the lessons that we're offering where we're rewarding people. We're paying them in Treasury, our native token, to take the lessons and become better educated investors on the XRPL. But I just wanted to say, hands down, the contribution that Lewis has made to the Academy of all the lessons that he has painstakingly written, and that's not including the ones that you guys have yet to see, is second to none. So I'd just like to say a huge thank you to you for your dedication to that, as well as all the chart analysis that you post on our socials, keeping us in the loop as to where Treasury as a token is going, as well as you to the techs. Huge thanks. You're a massive asset to the team. I'm going to shut it now.
Absolutely. I was just going to say that the Treasury lessons are awesome, and that Duncan's so humble. He says we all work hard, but no one works harder than him. He's a beast.
100% with you there. I think he works in all time zones.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. He's great.
All right, be quiet. Let's move on.
Okay. Did you announce we were going to do a giveaway?
No, that's actually a very good point. So we have, I mean, we made no secret of the fact that we wanted a maximum amount of engagement on our Twitter space. And so we've encouraged everyone in our community to submit a bunch of questions, and we have some that we're going to run through shortly. But we would really like people to contribute in this space and in our community as things move forward. And as a result, we have got a bunch of prizes. We've got some merch. We've got some Treasury to give away. We might even have, or I know I have, a NFT bond that I earned personally from the investments I made personally, and I've yet to actually redeem it. So there's free Treasury for someone right there, and a chance to snap up an NFT bond. So what we would like is to use this as a little encouragement for people to step out of their comfort zone, request the mic, and ask us a question. For those of you who aren't comfortable doing that, you're very welcome to do so via the DMs, and I can pick those up via our Telegram or our Discord. But now's your chance, really. It's a new chapter for Treasury. There's lots of exciting things going on, so we're here. Ask us.
Yeah, if anyone wants to come up and ask a question, just request the mic. And I think we had some questions that were DM'd, right? I'm just pulling those up. I think they got lost. Oh, here we go. All right. So Tex Ranger from Discord. I don't see his question. Okay, moving on. Big Jeff from Discord. Why is there no Reaper NFT? Treasury has been reaped, and it would make an awesome collective NFT. I have been for some time now wondering why everybody coins, YouTube shows, and so on make their own merchandise. If you let your audience supporters make them in a contest or so, it would be much nicer. That's an interesting idea. And perhaps an NFT contest. So he's got quite a few questions here. Let's tackle these first. I think Reaper is going to do like a collective NFT for every project that they've reaped, but I don't think they've started it yet. So since they have reaped us, we will be included in that, but I'm not sure their timetable on that.
Yeah, that's a fair comment. So first and foremost, so you guys know, Treasury, as well as be involved in a number of other groups. For anybody that isn't familiar with DP Monks Finance, by the way, they just this evening launched a 24-hour tipping event for a collaboration called Syndicate. Now, Syndicate is super cool. It's completely altruistic from DP Monks Finance point of view. It's a group of NFT projects. So we were lucky enough through the community, hopefully a lot of you here who voted for us, we were able to join the syndicate. And this evening, this 24-hour tipping event was launched. So if you're not sure about it, head over to DP Monks Finance. They are tipping in XRP. Now, please don't use that as a reason to disappear off here and go and bag yourself some XRP. You've got 20 plus hours to do that. Hang with us because we're grateful for your attendance. But that is one of the projects that we're involved with. The other one that we are also involved with is called Block, which is Blockchain Leadership Oversight Council. Some of you may have heard about it. Some of you may not have heard about it because it isn't officially launched yet. But Treasury is one of the founding members. And the idea of Block, very quickly, is in a space where there is no regulation, is to try and bring a bit of clarity by celebrating all the good projects that are in this space. So it is not designed to be a policing structure. It's more so there on a voluntary basis. Projects will be able to sign up, they'll be able to carry out an audit, they'll be able to sign on as a bona fide voted on member, and there's lots of other things in the pipelines for projects that join in terms of resources that we can all share, so on and so forth. We will post a Twitter handle to Block Oversight up at the top in a second. But all of that to say that through Block, we've got a very good working relationship with Reaper. It's been great to see that Treasury has been in the top 3 of the voted for projects in consecutive reapings. And we are totally not against the idea of collaborating with Reaper. It's just that there isn't anything that we've all publicly announced just yet, really. There was another comment, and I will answer it here on the same basis, is that we just completed a burn-a-thon. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with that, what we did is we did a week-long little campaign that just ended last week, where we published a set of lessons on burning tokens. How does that work? What's involved? What does it mean? Through our Treasury Academy. And instead of rewarding people in Treasury, the Treasury that they would typically have earned went towards a burn wallet. And so that was hugely exciting. And we did have a few people ask us why it is that we didn't do the burn-a-thon in collaboration with Reaper. And all it simply was is it was our chance to basically spread our wings just a little and see what our community was able to bring instead of potentially leaning on another community. And it's really nice to see because we've burnt just short of 90,000 Treasury. So that's 90,000 Treasury off our Blackhold account that will never exist again. And it was a really good thumbs up from the community, both for Treasury Academy and both for them wanting to see an increase in value of the Treasury tokens. So that's a little bit, but in terms of NFT collaborations, you guys have to watch this space because there's things that unfortunately, excruciatingly, we can't share with you guys, but yeah, there's some really, really exciting things coming up in that space.
Yeah, and I think this idea to let the supporters or holders come up with artwork is interesting. I think we'll put that on the list and consider that. And then he did want to know why Reaper wasn't a part of the burn course. like he's probably asking as far as explaining how they do it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, so I thought I sort of answered that in the last bit, just in the sense that on this particular occasion, the little burnathon that we went on was sort of also a social experiment with our own community to see how many of the 8,500 learners that are signed up to our Treasury Academy are prepared to take a lesson when they are not getting a direct reward by way of a payment in Treasury, and instead they're contributing to the Treasury project as a whole because the Treasury tokens are going to a burn wallet. And that was the only real reason for us not bringing in the heavyweights that is Reaper to take care of dropping the scythe on those tokens. It was an opportunity for us to spread our wings and explore how it would work within our own community. But moving forwards, certainly we're building a huge network with other devs that I speak to, many of them that I'm speaking to practically on a daily basis. And the collaborations you guys are going to see within the projects that are now well established in XRPL are going to be nothing short than surprise you in time to come.
Great. So Jan Peter asked if they said burning's, we're burning, which is good, but have we thought about locking part of the supply and doing some sort of reward system for holders that lock up their coins? Which is interesting because we were kind of discussing something like that.
Absolutely, yeah. So again, excruciatingly for those that are listening, is the constant carrot dangling, because there's things that we can tell you now, and there's things that we are putting in place that we will be announcing in weeks to come. But absolutely, the intention with Treasury is to make it a token of absolute value. So by virtue of the fact that it is black hold, and by virtue of the fact that thanks to collaboration with Reaper and their successive reapings and the ones that we've done in-house last week, the total supply is diminishing. It is going to increase in value. And what we are looking to do is really explore the relationship between Treasury token, which is our native token, and Utilitex, which is the token that people will be able to use on our platform as the ecosystem develops, and looking at how we are going to deliver rewards to people. And certainly staking is the topic of the moment. And we are effectively doing staking by the fact that every time people hold Treasury between each of our drops, which are on the 10th and 25th of every month, they are gaining rewards in Utilitex that they can then hold and accumulate for when the ecosystem, the utilities for that become live, or they can trade it on the open market for passive income. But we are actually looking far, far beyond that. We're looking at metrics of how NFTs can be involved in the process to bring people greater rewards for their holdings. Because what we really, really enjoy for the most part is we have a community that are holding hard and fast at their Treasury tokens because they know that they've got something of real value there.
Definitely. I think we got some questions. Moon Rooster, you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah, I'd like to comment how I think the website itself is really great. And I do enjoy the Academy courses. I've done, I think all of them, just finished the burn. I believe that was the latest one.
Yep.
And I voted with the Treasury. With Reaper. So I think all of that is good exposure. But another one with XRPL coins that I've seem to have gotten good exposure with is staking. I didn't know if y'all had been in contact with them with possibly collaborating with staking, if you're familiar with them.
Well, we have not, but that's an interesting idea.
The other XRPL coins I have seem to have gotten a lot of exposure by using them. And I was just curious if y'all had been in touch or anything.
Well,
So-
I can say we have a long list of ideas that we are throwing around.
Okay.
Oh, I think I'm getting some feedback.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you.
No, what I was going to say in answer to that is basically like Kristen was saying, that we are constantly assessing potential collaborations with other projects, but just like with staking, there are platforms available that we could be utilizing, but we are actually we're taking a cautious approach. It's not that we're moving slowly, but we want to see what is going on, because for us, our number one commitment is to our holders, our investors in Treasury. And what we absolutely do not want to do is do anything that basically jeopardizes their holdings or our projects. So for certain initiatives that are launched that are fresh, that many projects are very, very quick to jump onto, we take a slightly more paced approach of looking, listening, and seeing how that develops, because we all know what the space can be like with regards to projects that launch with seemingly the best of intentions, and actually their intentions are very different. So thanks for the heads up to that. We will 100% look into it. We are always listening with regards to thoughts and suggestions for the community, and there is nothing that we enjoy more than receiving a DM on any of our socials saying, hey, have you guys thought of this? Because at the end of the day, we're putting in the hard work, but contributions from the community makes it all the more richer and worthwhile. So yeah, we got lots of hands up. I'll let you take over, Kristen.
Marshall.
Hey, thanks. So first of all, congratulations, Duncan, on your new role, and to the new team members. My name's Marshall, Mr. Flush on Discord. So I got two questions, actually. One is, what are the biggest hurdles the team feels they have ahead of them to keep the project on the current path of success? And the second question would be, will we ever be able to use Treasury tokens to purchase some awesome merch?
Good question.
Mr. Flush, thank you so much. You've been a real great contributor to our Discord. Really, really appreciate you in that space. For anybody who hasn't seen our socials, I think we're going to try and post above. I don't know if that's something you can take care of, Kristen. Yep. Post our socials to Discord and Telegram for those who aren't involved in those spaces, because that's where the conversation can really get going. But I appreciate that, because you dropped me those questions. I didn't know if you were going to be around to share them personally, so it's good to have you here. The first bit I'm going to answer, and the second bit I'm actually going to hand over to Anthony, because as well as building the website and everything, he is the one who has brought merch to our community for those who have been willing to dip in and invest to get an awesome Treasury hoodie and everything else that we've got going on. And he will explain the reasons why, at least at present, why that is complicated. And I think it's similar scenario for most projects at the moment. But as for the first bit about the biggest hurdles, I would say, in all honesty, the only major pressure with regards to us as devs on a project is staying abreast of the constant change in the environment. There's a constant change in technology. We all know about XRS20D coming out and the additional functionalities and richness that is going to bring. So it's basically on us to educate ourselves to be ahead of the game, to continue to deliver products and incentives to our community to stay involved. And that really is only the big hurdle. Is it's a time commitment, and it's something that we're all prepared to give. There is nothing genuinely that I am otherwise worried about, because like I said in the video that we did with JTXRP, he's actually here right now. Give the guy a follow on Twitter, because the guy deserves a knighthood. The videos he does is second to none. And he might actually want to say a couple of words, I don't know. But yeah, as I said in the video, what I am really proud about is that is the team that I have that surrounds me. And that is my biggest asset. And with that, there is nothing that we're worried about circumventing as and when it comes up. I know that might sound wishy-washy, but that's the truth to it, is we are set to tackle any challenges that come our way.
And Anthony, would you like to answer the merch question?
So the question is why we can't buy with Treasury or Utilitex. Is that correct?
It was just, will we ever be able to?
Hopefully. The situation that we're in right now is that this is a print on demand. For those who don't know what that is when an item is ordered, it is printed, packaged, and shipped on order. It's a fairly quick turnaround for anybody who's concerned about that. Processing is usually 2 to 3 days. Depending on where you are in the world, your shipping it ships. Most of the warehouses that we use ship out of the U.S., so the shipping times will vary. Processing is usually anywhere from 1 to 3 days on that. The situation is once we grow to a point where we can have the space and the financial ability to house pre-printed merchandise and stuff, that's an option. That's something we're certainly working towards. We hope to do that as soon as possible. Right now, it's just not possible with the setup that we have right now.
Definitely. Well, thank you, Marshall. JTX, did you want to say a few words?
Yeah, I just wanted to say to Duncan that, just congratulations again, and to the rest of the team. I've seen some of you around in the community, and I didn't know that you would be involved in Treasury, so congrats to all of you. And yeah, just wanted to make sure that I lift Duncan up. He does a lot for the block as well, and he does work very, very hard, so I wanted to make sure to come here and give him some major bump ups. I do have a question, though, and I thought it was a really intriguing idea. And I don't want to take the direction away from Treasury, but Schmeckles did something really cool by holding some Reaper tokens, and he is going to be burning his own token based on the XRP that he gets from the drip, or that I guess they hold. And one of the ideas that was brought up was that, if Treasury makes some NFTs, that there's an opportunity there for them to gain some XRP and to do something with it. And I was thinking that maybe if you guys bought some RPR tokens, that you would subsequently get the drip, and that might open up some different opportunities to affect Treasury in a positive way. So I don't know if that's been a conversation going around, but yeah, I just figured I'd ask because would love to see more interactions between different tokens. So
yeah, it's definitely an interesting concept. We will keep that in consideration.
Yep.
I get terrible feedback, Duncan.
I'm hearing it okay your end. I don't know if anyone else is finding
Oh, maybe it's just me. Sorry.
I don't know. Someone drop me a DM if I'm sounding like I'm talking through a tunnel. But JT, appreciate that. It's a very good thought. It isn't something that immediately came to mind. Those of you who are active in our community know that we did a release of our NFT bonds. Now, to those that aren't familiar with NFT bonds, what they are is it's an NFT which we launched on XS14D, obviously with 20D not currently available. And it was our efforts to bring utility in a space with a technology that currently didn't really offer an opportunity for utility. And I'm really hugely proud that we were still able to deliver it under 14D. The NFT bonds are simply an NFT that you buy in XRP that have a maturity date and have a value in Treasury. and when the maturity date hits, you return the NFT to our wallet, and then we pay you in that treasury that is locked in. Now, we did a first collection that I think sold out in 28 hours. It did incredibly well. And we've always been really open and transparent with our community. The money that we've raised off of the first NFT run, it has gone back into the project. So actually, as much as all of the project officers at the time had written into their contract that they would earn a percentage of the returns that we would get from various products, and the first one was the NFTs, we all cumulatively and admirably decided that that money is best spent put back into the project. And the very first thing that we spent some of that money on is the costs involved with officially registering as an LLC. And there is something else that we're going to be committing some of those funds to that we don't really want to talk about too much right now, but you guys will hear about it in coming weeks, which will really position us as a solid player within the XRPL that is investing back into the space. But going back to JT's suggestion, we will absolutely be looking at what we can do with the funds that we produce from future NFT collections that are launched, and how we can maximize returns for our treasury holders. So without being too specific, we'd like to say that there is far more coming to treasury holders than just the Utilitex drop that they're getting currently at 5%. Twice a month on the 10th and the 25th. JT, you've still got your hand up. I don't know if you've got something to add.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I really liked the idea of being able to use Treasury for merch. I know that it's not there yet. I've only seen it implemented one place that I'm aware of, and it was really not the best experience. So I just wanted to uplift you guys for making, a good, I feel like is a good decision to make the best decision for your community. So I wanted to say that. And, I was going to ask you, what is, since this new direction, this new, it's the same but new Treasury. What is what's the next biggest priority for Treasury?
Good question. Very good question. So just on the merch, just so that we hopefully we've covered it. The simple, as Kristen and Anthony both said, the simple matter, the fact is that if we were a huge organization, there would be no issue in us holding thousands of units of merchandise. If you imagine hoodies available in 4 different sizes, and that extrapolating across the range of merch that is available. But to us, that is fiat, or that is XRP locked into stock that is better spent on developing the project. And it's as simple as that. So as soon as the opportunity arises for us to offer you guys a beautiful spend your treasury or Utilitex and get merchandise in return, we will absolutely jump on it. But at every turn of the road, we are looking at what is best for our holders and our investors in treasury. And it did not make sense to go down that road at this present time. And there is a reason, our reasons are the same as to why most other projects are operating a similar model, which is a drop ship or print on demand. And then as for, sorry, go on, Kristen.
No, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you.
I was going to say, as for what are the next big steps? So we actually had, if I bring it up, there is, we have a question which kind of goes hand in hand.
Well, I'd like to say something on that too.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm really loving all the ideas everyone's bringing up, and definitely keep them coming. And I know everyone on the team has had lots of ideas. And I think it's now a matter of sitting down and picking the best ones and what's best for the project, and then implementing it going forward. There's already things that are going to come out, and we'll announce those when they're ready. But we have no plans on stopping even after those announcements.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's spot on. And actually, the question I was looking for is from our man, Mr. Flush, and which was, when will we see an updated or more in-depth roadmap of the future plans from the team? And that kind of goes side by side with what JTXRP asked, which is what is basically in store. And so the roadmap said that we were going to deliver venture and insure. Now, for those of you guys who aren't familiar with what venture and insure are, a quick one sentence on each. Venture is a launchpad platform that we are looking to do that helps to aid funding of new projects launching on the XRPL. And that goes on the back of extensive research that we've done and engagement within the community, both in Treasury and at large on the XRPL. We've realized that there's instances where there is a huge amount of talent, but actually they lack the funds to get projects off the ground. Now, a lot of you who follow the news will have seen that Ripple are offering huge amounts of grant money for projects. I think I believe it is 5 million over the next 5 years, something like that. It's astronomical sums of money. But Ripple's eligibility criteria are such that you need to be an established project. And as yet, there is nothing offering seed funding to projects wanting to get off the ground. And that is what venture is all about. The other utility that isn't yet to come live, but will be very soon, and God forbid we all feel like we need it, because I think we've all been victims of it, is Insure, which will offer you a level of protection and a payout based on the holding that you have in Utilitex. And Utilitex is our secondary token that is rewarded to you simply by holding Treasury. And we reward that twice a month on the 10th and the 25th. So those are the two core utilities that we are currently in development on. The target date for venture is 1st of September, which is bang in line with the roadmap that stipulates it's in the fourth quarter, of 2022. Insure is something that we are looking to try and develop alongside that. And there are a few complexities involved with it, but so we don't really want to give any specific timescales. But certainly our commitment was by the fourth quarter in 2022. And to date, we have never committed, we've always gone on the basis of under committing and over delivering, and that is a theme that we intend to continue. And finally, alongside that, you guys are going to see a real richness in terms of the NFT offerings that we are bringing about. As early as this weekend, you might want to keep an eye on socials, because we have another issuance of our NFT bonds. Like we said, they sold out in 24 to 28 hours. And there's a very limited set that's going to go online over the weekend. So keep your eyes on that. And there is some super, super exciting NFT offerings that are in the game as well.
Yes, you won't want to miss it. In a couple of days here, they'll be announced.
Exactly. That's it. And then I want to drop something about Academy and what might be happening, but I will save that for a little while later in the Spaces call.
Well, Julianne had come up too. Are you still with us? Do you have your question?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello, nice to meet everybody. Lady K, I'm also a real estate agent. If you're looking for another agent, I saw you were a broker. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, nice.
But no, I just wanted to ask about. I'm pretty new to the whole Treasury thing, and I was kind of wondering about other listings. Like, do y'all plan to list anywhere else? And there was another company on the XRPL called XList. I don't know if y'all had thought about doing business with them or anything like that, like y'all do with Reaper. But I just thought I'd ask.
Oh, very interesting. New exchange listings. Duncan, you want to take that one?
Yeah. So The simple matter of the fact is that there is always pressure from the community to list on exchanges. And we are not the only project to take a little bit of a stand against listing on centralized exchanges by virtue of the fact of the model that they operate. And in our opinion, it is not in the best interests of holders to list on central exchanges on the basis that it effectively is going to be relieving funds and tokens that are better rewarded to our community. What I don't want to do is I don't want to go jumping in and stating examples of just the in my opinion, the horribly unethical activities that sexes operate under, because this isn't the space to do it. We want to keep this upbeat, but I would like people to have a bit of faith in us and understand that if we are not pushing to list ourselves on exchanges right now, there is a very valid reason for it. And I keep coming back to the fact that our primary driver is protecting the interests of our holders and investors in Treasury. I don't really want to go much more into details of that because it's not pretty. But hopefully that helps. As for XList, I've come across them. Not dived into it massively. They're probably one of the projects under the helm of we're watching, waiting and seeing, slightly cautious rather than diving in, which could potentially again be a risk to our holders. So it's not a no, it's they're pretty new to the game. And what we don't want to do is chuck Treasury that we could be rewarding our community with at a project or an initiative that hasn't as yet necessarily got a proven track record. Hopefully, does that answer your question, Julian?
Yeah, it does. And I understand about not jumping on exchanges right away because with the whole depeg of the USD coin and what happened with Terra Luna recently, I can see why jumping onto exchanges would definitely be a concern. And as far as XList, that's the only reason why I asked it, because they are a new company. I'm not like affiliated or anything, but it's just, again, something I came across, and I figured, let somebody else know about that, and things like that.
No, really appreciate that. And I would say before people push us to jump on exchanges, perhaps look at other projects, look at how their track record has been of registering on exchanges, and also potentially consider, you guys may not have an idea of the cost, because joining an exchange is not free. We are talking about huge amounts of money. So my question to the community is, whilst the idea of joining a central exchange means that we may attract new money to the space, XRPL is not young. It might be underdeveloped and there might not be a huge audience yet, but people can find the XRPL. And joining an exchange just in the hope or the promise from these exchanges that it's going to bring new money into the space, I believe is not filling our community with the best sense of basically of hope. And more importantly, it's driving money away from our project funds, which are limited, which could be better spent elsewhere. I can see JTXRP, his hand has been waving.
Sorry, I just wanted to come back and piggyback off of his question. If the exchanges, sorry, my son's going crazy. If the exchanges had if you didn't have to go through the normal route, if they approached you, if it was a better deal, would that change things at all? Or let's say Treasury became hugely popular and exchanges are like begging to have you come on. Does that change things? Just curious.
All right, I'm going to say something. You've kind of pushed me a little But so I'm going to say something which I wasn't intending on doing, but every single day we get contact from reps from exchanges. And the interesting thing
I didn't know. Sorry.
No. The interesting thing is that on one occasion, I believe Jason, who's founder of Treasury and outgoing CEO, as you guys all know, made an inquiry with an exchange. And on that day, we were blasted by, I believe, 8 to 10 other exchanges contacting us. So firstly, it seems as though they are all in cahoots because they're clearly sharing marketing lists as to who it is that might be their potential targets. Secondly, I openly asked them, "Oh, are you? What sort of services do you offer?" And they talk about market makers. They talk about building liquidity. They also suggest that they are going to artificially increase volume on any given day. And without saying any more and without wanting to name any exchanges, because I genuinely hope that one day an actual honest exchange that is there both for investors and for the projects comes about, because if there is one, they're gonna destroy the space. But to date, unfortunately, I and the team have been less than impressed by the motivations for those for us to basically join any of those exchanges. And it comes down to, do we spend hard cash, hard fiat on joining an exchange with the vain hope that it is going to drive new money to the XRPL, or do we spend that money on delivering utility?
No, I mean, I totally hear you, and I wasn't like expecting to go that in depth. So thank you. That's really transparent about your project, and another reason why I'm excited about it. And I've always appreciated that about yourself, Duncan, and about Treasury. So I could just foresee a scenario where, where you guys, are the huge deal, and so I figured people would be begging for you, and I didn't realize they already were. So I apologize.
You're good. Green Zone, hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, Treasury team? Just coming in, show some support. Love what you guys are doing. Keep it up. It's educating people, learn to earn is very cool concept. A lot of projects are not doing that, so keep it up and amazing work.
Definitely.
I just want to say this guy is too modest because he has the opportunity to do a bit of shilling of his own project, and he was too modest to do it. So I'd like to call him back up and actually explain what he's doing. And the reason for that is that firstly, he's got an absolutely unique utility going on. And I know we're all here about Treasury, but this guy deserves 2 minutes of everyone's time. And secondly, it is a perfect opportunity for us to tease you guys with something that we got going on with Academy, which I will explain once our man at Green Zone has given you a bit of an idea for what they're doing, because it's proper cool.
Green Zone, give us your elevator pitch.
Appreciate it, Duncan. Well, Green Zone, we're a recycling company that rewards customers crypto. We reward our customers a token called Green Zone X, GZX, built on the XRP ledger. So we're giving people a gateway into the crypto space simply through recycling. And what we do is take customers' recyclables, take them to the appropriate yards, and the revenue that we generate goes back into GZX, giving people a passive income through recycling. In America, a lot of people don't realize it's a $200 billion industry. And our goal is to be global so everybody can participate in this. It doesn't matter your race, your age, your gender. You can be a part of the crypto asset journey by simply recycling. And it's a pleasure to be working with Treasury. They're doing an amazing learn to earn, and they're going to make an amazing course. And that's a good way to help people, teach people about recycling. That's just everywhere. Even if you can't participate in Green Zone services yet, it's still a reminder that, hey, take the time out to still recycle and still do your part to keep our planet sustainable.
Definitely. So you got to tell them now, Duncan.
Thanks a lot for that. It's a Green Zone, absolutely unique utility. And this is why I'm so passionate about with the XRPL is the utility that can be delivered through the projects on the blockchain. And a little teaser to you guys, there's a lot of people that have been asking about what is going on, why aren't there any new lessons for Academy? The reason for it is if you imagine there were several months, and Lewis will testify to that, building up to basically us being able to publish all the lessons and make the Academy go live. We then had to focus a hell of a lot on how the Academy platform is performing. We have our man who actually is in the room, fact checker, who is our XRPL sort of developer who works hand in hand, side by side with Anthony, and the mammoth effort that these guys put in to deliver the platform is just it blows my mind. But this is the reason why there is now a lag for those that have completed the 55 some or thereabouts lessons on Academy and who are hungry for more. I would say keep an eye on this space, and it might not be any surprise that Green Zone is here and mentioned the idea of a collaboration, because we have got a really, really cool course planned, which is exploring utility and use case on the XRPL by way of some of the best and most well-established projects out there to date. So it's going to be a really, really rich course, and it's most likely going to include most, if not all, of your favorite projects other than Treasury, because that's your number one, isn't it?
Definitely. All right. Oh, you know what? Squeeze My Ripples came up. Hey, do you got a question?
Hey, sorry, you caught me a little bit by surprise. I think you guys actually just answered most of it. It was to do with Academy and finding out when there was going to be more, because I'm one of those people who's hungry for more. But I was also thinking about how it would be awesome if Academy went so far as to teach people so much about Treasury. You might even be able to end up getting some staff members from it. Just a thought.
We'll definitely keep that in mind.
All right, I'm good. Thank you.
It's maybe because it's 3 a.m. You might need to spell that out to me. What did you actually mean about that?
I kind of meant teaching people, taking the learning to the extent where you're teaching people about how every part of your setup works, and then maybe as people take their learning further and further and further, they can just increase their knowledge with regard to Treasury and blockchain and everything else to do with it, and maybe see how they get on with it, and potentially, as I say, create positions and jobs where people can even assist you and work with you in building the project more in the future, because I'm assuming as you grow you'll probably need more staff and the like. Just a thought.
That's a really cool thought, and actually there's no surprise that a good number of the people involved in the team as of now are actually people that came from the community, and I'm no better placed to say that because I'm now in the position of CEO, whereas in November, December of just last year, I was, hopefully like all of you guys are, an investor and a holder of Treasury. And so I was promoted to a position of 2IC on the basis of the contributions that I offered the team and Jason by way of DMs, suggestions, being inquisitive, and wanting them to deliver. And there's a couple of people here in the room who might want to step up and testify to how it is to interact with us on the DMs. But we are always listening, and there is, to my mind, there's no better day than an idea coming forward from the community that hadn't actually crossed our mind that could actually send Treasury on an even bigger course than we are currently targeting. So that's a very, very good shout. And I think the Treasury course was a bit of a shameless kind of plugging session, thinking, well, we launched the Academy, why not educate people about the Treasury ecosystem as one of their first lessons they can do. But certainly as Treasury evolves, we will be adding lessons to that, so that the first port of call for any new investors or holders in Treasury can be to go onto the Academy, be best equipped to get the most out of our ecosystem, but also earn some free Treasury from doing it. So yeah, thank you very much. That's a really good shout.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
If I can just quickly jump in at this point. So I just wanted to echo what Duncan has just said. So I was a community member, active primarily in the Discord group and then later in Telegram. An opportunity came out for the community, or a select number of people in the community, to beta test the academy before it was launched. And it was actually from there that I moved up within Treasury, becoming part of the team, seeing the value that the project brings, and being able to share that is just amazing. And Academy is definitely a great platform to get anybody going, whether you're brand new to the XRPL space and Treasury, or you've been around a while, because there may be things you do without noticing, and they actually highlight, you know, what you know, but you haven't really considered, you know, because it's almost an autopilot action.
I'm sorry. I was hoping Duncan heard that because it was going in and out for me.
Yeah,
no, I've got it. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Haley. And as Haley just said, Haley is a perfect example of someone just like myself who started off as an active community member, and through her contribution, her ideas, her involvement has earned herself a solid place on the team. And as the project develops, exactly as I'm trying to look who was it who posted the question. That sounds really rude of me, but my mind's going crazy right now. Here we go. It was Squeeze My Ripples. The suggestion he made is the team is no better built from people from within, and you know, both myself and Haley are two examples of that, and how we're doing it, and how we will continue to do that. Another little teaser for you guys is that we are actually looking to build a think tank. And so this will be comprised of holders, irrespective of their holding, but people who are genuine, hard and fast supporters and contributors to Treasury, that we are going to allow into, without sounding too VIP, an inner circle. And they're going to be people that we're going to have as a working group to explore some of the ideas that we have before they are launched. So one thing we've noticed, particularly with how the charts are going, is a lot of people are taking time away from crypto because, let's be honest, it's not pretty right now. And what we would say is there's no better opportunity when the markets are a little down and we're all kind of holding hard and waiting to see what's going to happen next, than to actually actively get involved in the community, contribute ideas, look beyond the bear market, if that's even what we're in right now, and help the community, whichever community that may be that you feel most committed to develop, because everyone will be better on the other side. And who knows, you may land yourself a role in the team.
Definitely. So when we say we love the ideas, please give them we are serious. And I put the link tree up at the top so you guys can join Discord, all the Telegram, all the different socials. All right. Were you going to do a giveaway on the call or after?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not the Twitter Spaces call veteran. My thinking was that we want to see everybody who's contributed offline by way of their questions and stuff. We want to see them be involved in the mix as well. So what I would say is that I know Haley has been keeping track of who has been participating in the Twitter Spaces call by way of questions and comments and everything else. Between now and when we wrap up, we will contribute those usernames along with those offline, and let's do a giveaway that we can announce the results of tomorrow, if that sounds good. It's not quite as immediate as other Twitter Spaces calls, but I think given the time zones, there's people that are fast asleep that still gave the time to contribute that sadly can't be here today. If that's cool, you're the boss, Kristen, you tell me.
All right, Haley, let's do it on the call. So
how do you want to do this?
Do you have like a spin wheel or something?
If you give me 2 seconds, I can get myself a spin wheel.
All right, let's do that. And then I'm just checking, did we go over everything? Did we miss anything, Duncan? I don't think we did.
No, we got another request to speak. Handsome Yeti's got his hand up.
Oh, awesome.
Hand up.
I'm just putting names into the spin wheel now.
Cool.
Oh, great. I can't see Handsome Yeti.
It's dropped off. He's dropped off. He or she is dropped off now. Anybody else? If you've got, oh, there you go. It's come up again. There we go. Approve.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Should be up now.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you great. Yeah.
Hi, congratulations, Duncan. Really good news. I apologize if you hit this already. I got home from work late, so I jumped on a little bit late. I just wanted to see if there's an update on UtiliX token, and you know, if there's anything new with that, or what's sort of coming with the utility of that.
Yeah. So
okay, and that's as of well, we're doing the drops twice a month on the 10th and the 25th. And then Venture will be launched, what did you say, by September?
So target date for Venture is September 1st. And like we've said, we've ordinarily under-promised and over-delivered. So we are conservatively hopeful that it's going to land before September 1st, but September 1st is our deadline, which is bang in line with Q4 2022 as per the roadmap.
Very cool. Looking forward to it. Thanks.
And just to add to that, Handsome Yeti, great name by the way, is in a world where everyone seems to be driven by the idea of passive income. The interesting thing with UtiliX is that basically it's serving various purposes, and it's fascinating to see within the community how people are treating UtiliX, because There are some that are just receiving their 5%, which they're getting twice a month on their holding a treasury, which is a decent return. And they are simply selling at market. And that is their passive return, passive income that they're getting directly from treasury with no staking and with no resources being fed out to other projects or platforms with the purposes of delivering that. So that's something that we're doing wholly in-house with a view to maximizing returns and profits for our holders, like we've already said. But the interesting thing then is that we have a lot of people that are hanging on this insure product that we're doing. And then we have people that are hugely excited by venture. And it's really interesting to see that people's motivations are very different. And it's almost like people have differing strategies with regards to what they are doing with Treasury. And that is the exact intention that we have with the ecosystem, is that it can be different things to different people. So people, and I include myself for my personal holding, I'm accumulating Utilitex, and I would like to say this is absolutely not financial advice, but I'm hugely excited at the idea that when venture comes on board, we have projects that are presented up for a vote, and I have the chance to basically get one of those projects that could be the Treasury of tomorrow, or any of the other established projects, the Green Zone, the Reaper, the Schmeckles, all of the other projects that people, the additions of tomorrow. And we could have had a single hand in helping to get off the ground through their funding. That's something that I absolutely love. The Insure project, from my personal opinion, I'm slightly less interested in, because I'm very risk adverse as an individual when I invest. I don't jump in. I certainly don't get invested in initial coin offerings and pre-sales. And for those of you who haven't done the Do Your Own Research course on Academy, it would be a good idea to do it, because there's some really, really good information. There's a 10-step plan for you guys to assess any project before you jump in. So that's what I love about Treasury, is that it's going to be different things to different people, and it's for everybody to find what it is that they get richness out of Treasury from. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Thank you very much. I'm in the same boat. I've just been holding on to those UtiliX returns, and just looking forward to seeing how this thing grows. And I've got a bond that's set to mature here in a couple weeks too, so I'm in it for the long haul. I appreciate it.
Amazing. And we really appreciate each and every person that is investing in Treasury. And, there's a reason why we're working as hard as we are, is we're working to deliver a return for you guys and a sustainable long-term future for Treasury. We're not just a project on the XRPL. We are now a fully registered LLC based in America, as per the video that we did with JT, which is something that we're hugely proud of. It's a big step to make us a bona fide actor in this space.
Awesome. XRP Nurse is up. Hey, you got a question?
Yeah, well, not really. I actually don't have anything constructive to contribute at the moment. I just wanted to tell Duncan and everyone at the team congratulations. And I think I can speak on behalf of everyone in this space that we look forward to what you have to bring forward in the future.
Oh, I love that. Definitely.
I'd say XRP Nurse, like if there was ever a roadmap or an example of what we would like to see out of our community members, you are, and there's a couple of other people here, obviously, but you are it. Thank you so much for the contribution that you give to the project. You're always there retweeting. You're always there involved in comments to our tweets and everything else. One thing we would say is, particularly when you have the lull of the market seeing red, we are still here. We're still here working for the project and working to deliver for you guys. So if you're not involved in our social media platforms beyond Twitter, i.e. Telegram and Discord, I'm just about to post a tweet that we can share above so you guys can all join in and just check in. It's great to hear from everybody. It's great to hear any suggestions, ideas, any feedback, any concerns as well. Our door is open for you guys because we have a commitment to you guys as our investors.
Definitely. Patrick, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Just enjoying listening in and learning some more. I was curious if I know you guys are gonna have a lot going on the XRP ledger. I was wondering if you guys were running a full history node or planning to.
A node? Well, we don't have any plans to do that, but that's interesting.
Yeah, I think it would definitely help. You know, if you're gonna have, because there will be a lot of transactions on the ledger going through Treasury. You know.
So Patrick, thank you very much for that question. And the tricky thing is what I absolutely don't want to do is go against what Kristen said, but we have pulled this team together in the last week in a relatively quick fashion, and some of the elements we have yet to bring the whole of the team up to speed. But I would like to say that one of the things we hinted at with regards to the use of the XRP that we raised from the first NFT collection and putting it to good use, one of which was forming the LLC, which isn't hugely costly, but there are some costs involved with that. And actually, I would like to shout out our CFO, Dan, who unfortunately is tied up in another meeting because he is a very, very talented guy and involved in a number of things. And unfortunately, he can be in attendance, but it's thanks to him that we've expedited the work to basically form an LLC. So we are Treasury XRPL LLC, and you guys can look it up on all the official sort of databases. But going back to the node, I didn't want to come out and say it before it was a done deal, but I would just like to say that is where a large proportion of the remainder of the funds from the first NFT collection sale is actually going to be going towards. So apologies to Kristen, because
oh no apologies. I'm definitely catching up here. I'm definitely catching up here.
Yeah, I hadn't probably properly brought you up to speed on that. But yeah, and it's complicated because yet again we're trying to figure out the most cost efficient way of delivering that commitment to the XRPL. There are, for those who aren't familiar, the validator nodes are the ones that help maintain the blockchain. And actually, there is going to be a lesson coming on board through Academy in the very near future that was contributed by Zoj project. And we actually had, I don't know if he's still here now. No, he's gone. But Zoj project, which is a meme token, and you would think, well, what the hell? But they actually run their own validator. And we've invited them to contribute to a lesson about what validators are, how you set one up, for those that might be interested, with a view to inspiring other projects to do the same. Because what we can't do is establish projects, is feed off of the validators that are there. And we should instead be contributing. And this is one thing that I and the team are wholeheartedly committed to delivering. But Patrick, you kind of caught me in a spot where I'm probably oversharing in that it isn't something we can announce now, but it is something that we are committing a lot of time to bring into fruition.
Awesome, that's great to know. Thank you.
OM. Hey, what's up?
Hey guys. First off, congratulations on the project. I love what I'm hearing. But I wanted to ask you if you have any specific drive or push on expanding a bit more of a utility and communication of the project to other countries, especially Latin American countries that will probably have a lot of benefit from a project like you guys.
We'd love to go in every country.
It's almost like we planted you here, because that is a perfect question. Because one of the things that we are going to be doing in the coming weeks is we're launching an ambassadorship program for Treasury. It's something that we've discussed in-house for a period of time. And Christopher, who stepped up as our Philippines community officer, is testament to. He is there. He is fully in the loop with what the project is planning to do, and he is there to communicate that information to people for whom English may not be their native language. We also have a guy by the name of Kimmy A on our Telegram group, who has painstakingly gone to the trouble of converting the white paper into Korean, and has set up a Korean Treasury official handle, and it's going to be translating our tweets. And this is something that we're looking to push out as far as community members are willing for us to do, by way of them contributing to this scheme. So what I would say to you is, if you are interested in becoming our Latin American Treasury ambassador, then send me a DM and let's get the conversation going. And the offer is there for anybody else within our community that can represent a separate culture, a separate we want to be wholeheartedly inclusive of everybody, regardless of gender, culture, nationality, and everything else that transcends human sort of nature, really. So it sounds as though we should chat after the spaces.
So Viva Mexico, guys. I'll look for you later.
Amazing. Look forward to it. Thank you very much.
Handsome Yeti came back up. Did they ask a question? I lost track.
He has asked a question. I don't know if there's any more follow-up questions from that.
All right.
I would say I was hugely nervous about this spaces. I mean, at the end of the day, you guys want strong people behind a project, but you also want people that are open and honest. And this is, I genuinely never thought that starting my journey as an investor in Treasury would land me as a position in CEO. And so I was very, very nervous coming into this space. And I would just like to say I'm immensely grateful to everybody who is committed their time to joining us this evening. We are running on for an hour and a half. And if I keep talking, I think I run the risk of boring people to sleep. So can we just do a call out for any final last questions?
Yes. And if you didn't find a spinner or anything, we can do it after the call, but
I've got a spinner set up and ready to go.
Oh,
so
awesome.
It's got the names of everybody who's come up and asked questions. I've even included Green Zone, JTXRP, OM, who was the last person to ask. So it's there, it's ready. So if there are any final questions, come on up and I can add you to the spinner also.
I say that's a great way to end it. Let's spin it.
Oh, just a quick one. Am I adding the social media questions too, or are we doing that separately?
Oh, yes. And Big Rob and Text Ranger, I think. Just put in Ranger. Flush came up, and then there was, oh, I'm going back to check. There's one more. And that was,
I believe Jan Peter was in there as well.
Yes, that was it.
Jan Peter and Big Jeff, that's it. Mr.
And
Flush actually is here, and he's stepped up, so he should be in your spin wheel already.
Yeah, he is. He's in there as Marshall / Mr. Flush.
And
I would actually, whilst we're working all of this out, I would like to give a little shout out to Grandpa Schizo, who has been an example of I don't want to say the perfect community member, because there is no such thing as the example of what every project would like out of their community members, but he has brought such richness to Treasury. The amount of time that we've spent exchanging DMs, the ideas he's brought to the table, and the initiative that he's brought himself basically to looking at how we can stretch our wings with regards to Treasury is incredible. Absolutely incredible that people, I mean, on one hand, you think, well, they're holders, they're investors, so if they put in a bit of effort, then they stand to gain on the other side. That is definitely true. But on the other hand, we understand that basically holders who invest in the project don't expect to have to put in the work themselves to deliver the dividends. So what is really nice is that actually we meet in between, where we have community members who appreciate the effort and the lengths to which we're going to build the project up and deliver for the community, but as a result are prepared to step in and contribute themselves. And Grandpa Schizo is a perfect example of one of those people. I don't know. I'm going to invite him up just in case he wants to say anything. Perhaps not. I don't know how sure he is, but regardless, thank you very much because your contribution is noted and really appreciated.
Do you mind if I piggyback off of that real quick?
Go for it.
I just want to say, you alluded to that earlier about having a great community, and the community itself can help build a project and create that great success along with a great product. So share, retweet, comment, like the post, do whatever you can. If you want this project to be successful and you want to be a part of it, you can't sit under the bleachers. You got to be on the field too.
I would say amen to that. It's a difficult thing for projects to constantly ask because it makes projects sound needy, but the effort, if you imagine, we've got, to give you guys an example, we have a Telegram group that is, let me have a look. Current numbers, Telegram group of 1,700 people. We have over 400 people on Discord. I won't mention Facebook because it's only about 4 or 5 days old, and I think we've got about 6 followers. And then we got 21,000 followers on Twitter. Now, there's a bit of a crossover across the board, but when we post something or we share a bit of news, if everyone within the community were to take it upon themselves to pass that information on, then the opportunity for us to grow as a community is absolutely astronomical. And secondary to that, what I would say is it is great to share, retweet, and comment, but what we really, really love is community engagement, and that's on the platforms themselves, but also in the DMs. Like, our DMs could not be more open if you tried. There are projects that are hard to get a hold of. Honestly, short of me posting my mobile number here so you guys can WhatsApp me, and if you need me to, I'm happy to do it. There is zero reason why you guys can't reach us if you need to. So use us, and we would like to see everybody contribute, because if we all play our part, there's no limits with the utility that we have in store as to where we might be able to go.
I love that.
Absolutely great sentiment, I think, to come to a natural close with. And if everybody's ready, unless there's any more questions, I'm happy to press the spinner.
Press it.
Go for it.
Here it goes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Do we know actually what we're giving this first winner?
What would you like to give them, Duncan? We have the winner. What would you like to give that winner?
Should we go 10,000 Treasury?
Yes, that sounds good.
That is amazing, and I'm sure the person who I'm about to name will absolutely love this. So our first winner
is me.
No, not quite you.
Oh.
Is Big Jeff.
Spin.
Big Jeff.
What did you say?
Yes, Big Jeff.
Big Jeff, awesome.
Well deserved. Well deserved. Thank you. Great community member. Great contributions. Really appreciated. Big Jeff, send Treasury XRPL a DM with your wallet address, and I'll sort that out. It spurred a bit of interest. We got one more request to speak. Can we do that before we do the next spin?
Yeah, let's do that. I have a clue. I don't know if it's lagging.
Jamie should have the mic. Jamie, are you there? Jamie Diaz? Oh, don't know if he's picked it up. Right, should we do another spin while we're waiting?
Yeah, are you ready?
I think, yeah, let's do Anthony. What can we give away merch-wise?
Dealer's choice. We've got hoodies, t-shirts. There's stuff that we can do that's not even on there. Keychains, mugs. We have blankets. There's a host of things that we can do.
Amazing. Do we have? No, actually, it's going to be silly. All right, cool. So Anthony's going to sort out some merch for the next spin winner. So let's. How
about we do a hoodie?
Let's do a hoodie.
Ooh, yeah. Hoodie. Loving
one thing I would say is we've got, as well as Dan, who isn't in attendance, we've also got Alan, who is our beloved secretary. And now Alan, for those of you guys who are prominent on Telegram, has been a huge contributor to the space for pretty much day one, a hard holder in Treasury as well. And I had the joy, because he lives in America. I can't remember where. I don't want to embarrass myself by guessing. But he was on a trip to the UK to see family, and he took a 100-mile detour to come and meet me, which was a really special occasion. And we are definitely not ruling out the idea of Treasury meetups down the line as our community grows. But Alan isn't here, but did turn up in his Treasury hoodie that he bought with his own fiat when he came to visit me, and it was a sight to behold. So yeah, Alan, when you listen to this back, thank you for joining the team. You bring richness to it, and we're better for it. So I appreciate that. Cool. Hoodie, spin the wheel.
Get ready, it's about to go again.
Great. And while you do that, I just want to tell Jamie, I have approved your request. If it's glitching on your side, try just going out and coming back in real quick, and I'll send you an invite.
And our next winner of the hoodie, and what would be awesome would be to see him in his next YouTube video with Treasury wearing the said hoodie, is JTXRP.
No
Awesome.
way!
Very awesome.
How awesome would that be?
JT, reaction?
JT, will you wear the hoodie on your next video with Treasury?
I just invite him up because he needs to say something. Otherwise, he doesn't get it. Period.
He also just requested.
JT?
Yeah, sorry, it took me a second to get up here. Yeah, wow, guys, thank you so much. I don't know what size I need, but I'll work that out. And yeah, I would love to continue to make content for you guys, and I will try to wear the hoodie. So, yeah, thank you so much.
Hey, just real quick, JT, I know if you're anywhere close to where I'm at, it's 98 degrees. So hit me up, and we'll see if there's something else on there you'd rather have than a hoodie. Let me know.
All right, no, I think I'll stick with the hoodie, but yeah, because they look awesome. But yeah, I stay inside anyways, so I hear you.
And just a quick one, guys, in case, and girls, in case there's someone here who has joined us late. JT has been a huge contributor to Treasury by virtue of all of the videos that he's presented on the project, the offering, and everything else. So please, if you aren't already doing it, click on his profile icon, JTXRP. You can't miss it. Click on subscribe and head over to his YouTube channel, because the content that he provides is both incredibly timely, like you guys will have seen. He dropped the video 5 minutes before we announced it, and then pushed on to the AMA. So he is always there and everywhere, and the content he provides is second to none. So this guy deserves a follow, and he's an asset to the XRPL. I think Jamie is trying to join. I can't approve his request, Kristen.
Okay, I have hit it myself as well. Jamie, do me a favor. Unrequest it, and I'm going to send you an invite. I don't know if he heard me or not. Oh, there he did it. Okay, let's see if this works. It came as a request again. I don't know what's going on with that. That is so weird.
Perhaps best thing, so we get Jamie's contribution. Jamie, if you're okay, apologies, don't know what's going on. It's technology. Could you, I'm just wondering, is it because we got too many speakers?
Ooh. It could be a speaker to co-host ratio. Well, host to co-host ratio.
Yeah, let's drop a couple. Apologies to those we're dropping. You can always request again before we're done. and let's see if because anybody who's got anything to say, we want to get them on here. Oh, bingo.
There we go.
I think Jamie has got the mic if he wants it. Has he? Maybe not. Jamie seems to have gone. I thought I'd just given him the mic. Anyway, we'll take Jamie's question, and this isn't the first of the AMAs that we're going to do. We're going to try and do this on a regular basis. And one thing I would say is JTXRP, along with Kristen and Hayley, working our community and socials angles with Kristen at the helm, Hayley in support, and JT is a very valuable outside resource. When venture comes on board, there is going to be a huge amount of social media interaction because you guys are going to want to hear from the projects up for votes. So you will get regular iterations of Treasury AMAs, except the large proportion of it will be directed at the projects that are up for funding. But we will always obviously be on hand with updates on Treasury, and we will definitely look to be doing more of these as time goes on. So I would say let's give ourselves, I think Hayley's going to sing a quick song while we give people a couple of minutes to ask any last questions, request the mic, and then we're going to call it a night. Hayley, over to you. What are you saying?
Hayley's not going to be singing no songs,
I
not an
was gonna
attempt to
say
empty the space out.
gifts and a show, huh?
Oh God, great! I love it. This team is so cool. I am so stoked to have this amazing team back in Treasury. You guys cannot even begin to imagine, but you guys will see it in what we deliver in the weeks to come. So, right, shall we do one last spin?
Let's get Spinderella on the go.
Have you got? So you've captured the people that might have just left, yeah? Which is only fair because they've contributed.
Yeah, I've got names down, and I've also put prizes next to names as well.
All right, cool. So let's do another. What was the last Treasury amount? Was it 10,000 Treasury?
Yeah,
it was
10,000.
10K.
Yeah, let's hit up another 10,000 Treasury then.
Awesome.
Spin the wheel. Let's see what goes.
Let's see who our last lucky winner of the evening is.
Fingers crossed for me.
And our last lucky winner is actually somebody we have on the mic. So walking away this evening with 10K in Treasury is Moon Rooster.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Moon Rooster. So send me a DM and we'll get that sorted out.
Well, I think it was a great call. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And as Duncan said, the DMs are open, and we will see you on Discord and Telegram.
Hey, awesome. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Really appreciate
no worries, Rooster. Thanks for your contribution.
Thank you.